So someone asks me if the bar stool next to me is taken. "I'm waiting for someone," I say. The first few times I said this, people seemed to believe me. They nodded and moved along. However, they've started growing increasingly skeptical. In their defense, I've been saying this for more than an hour. "Here you go, man." It's the bartender. He slides a new drink in front of me. Short of a tail or maybe horns, it's probably the last thing I need. "Maybe she's caught in traffic," he says. "The subway could be messed up too. That happens all the time." He walks away, off to pour some shots. There wasn't a ton of conviction in his voice, but I appreciate the effort. I take a sip of my new drink, which is painfully strong. I'm a bartender too, at a place a few blocks over called the Underground. In the bartending business, we call this a sympathy pour. The subway is a possibility, I guess, along with any number of traffic-related Armageddons that can happen here. However, what's equally possible is that she arrived, took one look at me sitting here, and bolted. I can talk to this guy for the next few hours, she could very well have thought, or I can go home and put on some Crest white strips and watch The Bachelorette. The worst part is, I didn't even want to go on a stupid blind date. I'm pretty sure I meant to say this to myself, a soliloquy or maybe an inner monologue, but it ended up being more of an announcement, like something you might shout at a crowd of ill-behaved toddlers, and now everyone at the bar is looking at me. "Sorry," I say, "but it's true." The bartender reappears. "You good, man?" he says. "Everything all right?" I recognize his tone. It's the one bartenders use when someone is on the verge of being stupid. I could point out that I'm not the one who's been pouring me drinks strong enough to send a DeLorean back in time. Instead, I say, "Can I ask you something?" He glances over at some guys holding 20s at the other end of the bar. "Yeah, man," he says. "Shoot." "Objectively speaking, and I want you to be totally honest with me here, okay?" "All righty." "If you were a woman, would you sleep with me?" He laughs, which is borderline hurtful, and then, just like that, my drink is gone, replaced with a cup of coffee. There's a sweaty little creamer beside it and everything. Professionally speaking, it's impressive. I watch the mirror across from me for a while, and in the reflection I see that the place is filled up. People are laughing. Groups are mingling. People are meeting, looking interested and interesting. People are wearing shirts that are way nicer than mine, if I'm being totally honest with myself. I picked this place because it seemed fun, cool, trendy, but not too trendy. I thought maybe she'd like it, which is funny because I have no idea who she is or what she likes. In fact, it dawns on me that I can't even remember her name. "Is this seat taken?" I turn, and it's a guy. He's good-looking. He's wearing a black suit jacket with jeans, which makes it tough not to hate him a little because it's a look I could never pull off. I almost tell him that it is, thank you very much for Christ's sake, but I notice that he's with a girl. She's in a nice dress and she's pretty, and I'm not prepared yet to be the type of person who snaps at innocent, perfectly pleasant-seeming people in bars. For a while now, I've had to keep reminding myself that I'm a nice person. Like, nice, Midwestern nice. Half the people who signed my high school yearbook told me so. It's documented. A few of them even mentioned that I should never change. Never, ever. I once helped a blind lady walk across a grocery store parking lot in the rain. I used to run 5Ks on Saturday mornings to fight cancer and juvenile diabetes and all that horrible shit. "No, not anymore," I say. "All yours, man." He smiles and thanks me because it's the last seat in the whole place. He tells his date to sit, and when she does, she's right next to me. And I see that she's not his date or even his girlfriend, but his fiancée. Her ring catches the light. A princess cut, not terribly big, but just right for her small hand. Cut, color, clarity, carat. The 4 C's of engagement ring shopping. For some reason, that all stuck with me.